I am one with my I Am Presence. My Holy Christ Self. My personalities. My body elemental. And my new spirit. Every part of my being is in balance, harmony, and alignment. As I call you forth, beloved Metatron, to receive the fullness of your blessings. Hello, everyone. Indeed, it is the fullness of my blessings that I wish to confer upon all of you. These blessings are your birthright as the children of God. It was never intended that you should labor for free water and air and food, and the right to live and thrive upon this planet. This is a grave misjustice of your current economic and political systems, which are, even now as I speak, falling apart, disintegrating into the nothingness from which they came. Their seeming power has been in force for a very long time, in human terms, and but a blink of an eye in cosmic terms. And yet your suffering has been real. Your trials and tribulations have not been easy to endure. But you have learned much from all of these earthly experiences. This learning is about to come to fruition. As great creativity and community will be required of all of you as you rebuild your new world. This world is held in the visions of a few who see beyond the current catastrophes and difficulties of life behind this planet. There are those who see the new world, which already exists in a higher octave. They see this world, and they are knowing it into existence. By not giving their attention and their energy to the disruption and destruction that is presently occurring everywhere. Just as the leaves fall off the trees in the autumn, and plants seem to die to their outer beauty, so is your old world dying. It no longer serves a purpose. It is no longer needed, and it will no longer be allowed to exist. Please be aware that there is a divine plan for this planet and for humanity, which all the presidents of the world and all of the people controlling the money of the world can do nothing to stop. Believe me, they have tried. And they are trying still, as many of their numbers are fleeing the old regimes and coming over to the side of the light, wishing and wanting to work for the good of humanity and to put their riches back where they belong, to return them to the people from whom they have been stolen for millennia. This is not recent, my beloveds. For a very long time now, the money and the riches have been in the hands of a few who have worked very hard and very successfully to maintain it that way. This is no longer being allowed. David Wilcox, among others, is speaking out loud and clear about the misjustices that have ruled the financial and political systems for millennia. It would be wise to listen and to support him in his work, for he is working on behalf of all of you, bringing this information into the consciousness of humanity, so that all of humanity might begin to rejoice in the coming world and in the changes that are occurring. For those of you who have flourished within the old system, it does not necessarily mean that things will be very difficult for you. It does mean you may have to give up some of your pleasures in order that others may have their due as well. It is about building a community of earthlings who all share in the riches that this amazing earth has to offer. There is and always has been sufficient food to feed every person on this planet abundantly. But the current systems, based on greed, manipulation, and causing harm and detriment to the environment and the earth herself, has not allowed a just distribution of all of these wondrous goods. And so this system must die and be replaced by a much more equitable one, in which all of God's children receive all that they need and require to flourish. This change is occurring rapidly for some, slowly for others, those who have long waited for this change to occur. For it has been known of and planned for quite some time, even though it is only now just beginning to emerge into the awareness of the bulk of humanity. These changes are for the good, so welcome them. Yes, even welcome the temporary difficulties that you will have to go through. For know that the end result will be more than worth all of the difficulties that you have traversed in order to get there. It is a new day. It is a new age. And the new order will not be the new world order. It will be the new divine order, where God will take charge and take responsibility for the good and the welfare of all of his children. Nothing will stand in God's way in the achievement of this new world. So rejoice in this. Trust in this process as it unfolds before your eyes. If you have questions, ask those you trust. Christmas has made herself available to receive questions of a general nature from any of you who would like to ask me for my view on the questions that you have before you. I welcome these questions and will answer them to the best of my ability, even as I try to explain things from a divine perspective, which is always quite different from the human perspective. Both perspectives are valid. And the human perspective needs the view of the divine in order to complete its perspective. For the human perspective is very small. It is as if looking through a telescope to one portion of the sky. You can see that one portion very well, but you cannot see the rest of the sky. And so, as you view and perceive the events unfolding before you, your view is very narrow and can be greatly enhanced by a divine perspective on these same events. It can help you to understand them, accept them, and eventually to facilitate them, and to add your energy to the process unfolding before you. And as you give of your own energy, your own light and love to this process, you become one with it. And the process itself enfolds you, encompasses you, and sustains you through it. Even as Mother Nature sustains and takes care of all of the plants over the winter, so too does God sustain you through all of your difficulties. As in the once popular poem, where a person walking along the beach asked Jesus where his footprints were in the moments of his greatest difficulties, because he only perceived one set of footprints. And Jesus reminded him that that set of footprints was his, as he carried the person through the difficulties. So too are you carried through the most difficult times of your existence, whether you know it or not, and whether you believe in it or not. It is still true. God has never forsaken you. God has never forgot about you, not even for one single instance. But most of you have forgotten God. You have forgotten your own connection to the divine, and therefore you have not enjoyed the benefits of his presence, because you have not believed in it, not because the presence was not there. God is omnipresent. He is everywhere at all times and is aware of everything. Every single human, every single life creation is a part of the great body that God is. Nothing exists outside of God. And so God is aware of everything. So be grateful, beloveds, as the days unfold ahead. Be grateful for all the changes, and forgive all of those who have created the current mess you are now in. Forgive them with all your hearts, that they too might be freed and able to make better choices. For they will have a difficult time ahead as they go through the lessons that they will need to learn in order to become true sons and daughters of God and to act as such. The times ahead may not be easy, but the times to follow will be glorious indeed. And you will be so glad that you are still here to witness it and to be a part of it. I thank you for listening to this message. I welcome your questions, and I send forth the blessings of God upon all of you.